Welcome back to Savannah by Night, our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle here on Nights of Silver Moon. It is, of course, not our only show on this channel. We also have our Age of Innovation Dungeons and Dragons game tomorrow night, where they also have been dealing with vampires, but in very different ways for different reasons. And Industrial Revolution, I'm sure, has no part to play in that shenanigans. We also have Tales of the Hidden Path on Friday, our Star Wars game with Martell.
Do we?
Do we? Yeah,
Oh,
that's what it
yes.
says.
Yes, that's right. We do. I knew that. Yes. Star Wars, pew pew, lasers, ships, escaping a planet, maybe. That's
I
all.
feel like maybe you should be a little more sure of what's happening there because it feels like it's going to go badly.
Oh, it definitely is. We
Okay.
don't know how, though.
So what you're saying is we have a bad feeling about it?
Yes.
Hmm.
Is that some
I,
kind of quote?
it might be. But on Tuesdays, where are you, Dreamy?
You can find me over at Top Down Tabletop at 7:30 Central for a D&D 2024 game. But actually, this week, due to scheduling conflicts and surprise plane flights, we're playing tomorrow at 7:30 Central. It's our long-awaited crash in a party in enemy country with super hot fancy outfits. We've made contingencies to flee the city immediately after, so we just know it's going to go really well.
The usual.
Mhm.
But as always, you can stay on top of our schedule updates, come play games with us, or watch awful nonsense with us at the same time by joining our Discord, checking out Twitter and the like. So come hang out, come watch our shenanigans, and you can catch our backlog of episodes on YouTube. But if there's no other announcements, it's been a while since I've gotten to say this. Let's tell a fucking vampire story. Last time on Savannah by Night, several of our neonates individually met with their respective primogen or whips, each with a different tone and set of expectations. Cora met with Grace Holloway, the whip of Clan Malkavian, who asked the younger Broken Mirror what happened out in the marshes and if everyone involved was all right. Cora was then corrected on the proper order in which calls would be made in the future. Further arrangements were made to get the junior Malkavian better acquainted with her own abilities, and, perhaps, learn some martial utility from one of the sheriff's deputies. Poppy was met by all the cold, hard, glossy armor of her primogen, Lord Laveau. The ranking Toreador pressed the neonate on having to find out about her meeting with the prince through intermediaries, rather than through the neonate herself. The elder Rose proceeded to press more thorns into the vulnerable Poppy, dredging up more of the younger Toreador's perceived inadequacies. Kate met with the Ventrue clan whip, Elizabeth Redgrave, at the senior clanmate's domain of the Weston, a massive hotel that overlooks the entirety of Savannah from across the river. From there, Fulton was thoroughly pressed on her past capacities and current aptitudes, all culminating in a comprehensive reminder that the test never truly ends, as she was given a task to go make her presence known to a coterie of rousing brouhaha, resulting in the trading of black eyes, both metaphorical and very literal. Ellie was commandeered by the diminutive Nosferatu Alice into going on an impromptu scavenger hunt at one of the many scrapyards that adorns Chatham County, leaving them surrounded by the shattered detritus of shattered lives wrought by storms and the wastefulness of unchecked consumerism. But it was the latter that benefited Ellie, as they were able to find a bevy of e-waste to recycle for all manner of devious purpose, all the while surrounded by the cruel reminder that this little terror was once just a child. Artem cajoled Chris into his regular routine of working on the house with him, helped in part by the small bribe of promising the driver to Elysium later in the evening so that she can meet up with the others for a much-needed night out. When the pair of them finally made it to Wormslow, Artem met up with Misha Sokolov, who had an update for him. That the person responsible for separating Artem from his gangrel sibling was now on his way to answer some very, very difficult questions. Cora and Poppy had gone out to a basement club downtown, all in the service of the Toreador showing the Malkavian how she goes about feeding. The simple and casual way she uses her feminine wiles to her advantage to lure in her unsuspecting meals. Though as easy as this was for Poppy, Cora experienced other hurdles. I think it's only appropriate that we pick up with that, as the two of you are leaving Vice Lounge, getting into, I believe, Cora's car.
Mhm.
Perhaps you're not heading in a particular direction, but just getting out of the immediate area.
So, thoughts? What do you think?
Well, it's worked out, I guess. But
You don't seem
Poppy,
thrilled.
I have to be honest, yeah. Uh, I don't know that this is really going to work out for me, the way that you do things. I mean, you brought them right to us and they still almost blew it.
No, you didn't. You didn't. They would have believed you if you had said anything. I think you did a really good job. But also, you don't have to do things the way I do. I just wanted to share a way in, I suppose.
Yeah. Just listen. For me, it's like with a nice guy like Bill, it's hard because I worry I'm going to be using him or something, right? And then with those guys, it's a little bit different. I felt like I defaulted to redirecting because, to be in solo situations enough and it gets to be important, right? So I want to be able to flip those switches, but I don't know yet.
You just gotta keep testing things out. I mean,
yeah. Well, is there anywhere else we could test things out then? Do you have something else to do tonight, or?
Graham, was the drag show tonight? Do we have a venue for that?
We do, but I'll leave part of that up to
Okay.
Kate, but I have a whole thing for that.
Okay. Well, I mean, going out with Kate and going to a drag show, I mean, maybe that's a more your scene as opposed to a club like the one we were just in.
Yeah. Maybe it is just venue and not a
Yeah.
fundamental problem with myself.
No, I don't think there is a problem with you, she says, shaking her head too much.
So I'd like to take just a quick moment. You both obviously felt different ways about how you feed and why. So I'd like to get just a little bit internal for a second. I want to start with Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
How Poppy feels about how she feeds and how that went tonight. Does she feel anything about that?
I think Poppy, in situations where she's feeding off of frat buddies and clubs, it feels really natural to her because in some ways she's been stealing from frat buddies her entire adult life. And I think she finds it to be a bit of a power trip for herself, and so she feels that even if it is like a sneaky, manipulative, awful thing to do, she is justified in taking from the people that she chooses to, specifically from young gentlemen, well, and old gentlemen, mostly gentlemen that have money. She loves to indulge in.
Hmm. Cora, can we get a little bit of a peek behind the curtain?
Yeah, sure. I think with these guys in particular, Cora was feeling something more akin to leading people around the office one at a time, having to put up with them, and just sort of being in that frame of mind that what I need right now is not a meal, but is to make sure that my defenses are up. So I think that that's where she was in that moment.
The deeply gross thing of needing to redirect advances in the professional arena. Just this
Precisely.
rote skill set that Cora would have developed over the years.
And the thing is, she has to be polite about it because part of the whole thing is desirability, right? So,
The typical attitude of "do you come with the car" tends to be unsaid, and yet said in its own disturbing, consistent manner.
precisely.
So, as you are driving and these thoughts are either at the forefront or the back of your minds, is there any further conversation or errands you want to run?
Would any art stores be open at this hour? Is it way too late in the evening?
Probably a bit late.
Okay. Then no. Poppy will order online. She'll order Clarice's thing online.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do that from your phone or?
Yeah. She'll go in her phone and be like, I'm buying this thing for Clarice. She asked me to surprise her with some art supplies, and I have this really cool idea for this metallic paint. So I order some metallic paint for her. It's watercolor too. It's very cool.
Clarice is a painter herself.
I actually don't know that. I would imagine she has a history in costume design and fashion design. So you would have to have some sort of artistic eye and skill, perhaps, to be able to do that. But maybe it's just a hobby for her. I'm not sure. Still trying to endear myself to her in a lot of ways.
Yeah. How do you feel like things are going, sort of fitting in over there?
I think it's going well. I think it's nice. I'm still in some ways treading eggshells just a little bit around Clarice. She went through something very sad a couple years ago. Her romantic partner died, and I think she's still really suffering. So sometimes I feel like even just being in the same room with her is somehow being too loud.
A couple of years ago. So this was someone she had been feeding on, or
No, someone like us, from a different clan.
oh, yeah,
No, yeah. And she has I don't know if you've noticed, she wears the same necklace like all the time, and it's like a little cameo of her ex-lover. It's very romantic and sad.
yeah, it is a bit sad.
Yeah. But I think she likes me. I think. And then Nico's Nico. So we're good.
Well, good.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
glad you're good.
yeah. What about your new home? Are you like situated?
A little more, yes. I
Good.
actually, my sire sent me a little package, and someone else from back home too.
Cute.
So I have some things now, so it feels a little bit more like a space that I
A
belong
tasteful
inside.
candle, some throw pillows.
A little fancy coffee machine, and some bedding and some curtains, of course, because
Amazing.
sun.
That's so nice. That's so nice. I guess those were from like overseas too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's so that must be nice.
It was really nice. Yeah, I'm very happy that I'm able to stay in touch.
Right. So, and Poppy like kind of
I,
looks out the window. Drag show. Just trying to change the subject. She looks really uncomfortable all of a sudden.
all right, Cora won't poke her about her relationship with her sire then. Um,
Have you
Are you
been?
sure
right.
it's a long drive?
I suppose we could. Well, yes, I have been. Not here, of course, in the US, but
Oh, fun. I love drag shows. I've thought about doing drag myself.
yeah. Do you
Though
have a character?
not quite. Not quite. I have like a costume idea. But now it seems a little on the nose. It involves a lot of flowers, like
Hmm.
midsummer style flower cape. Um, yeah, it would be very much on the nose, but it'd be fun. I think it would be good.
Honestly, I sort of like that, right? It's a sort a little safe way to nod at things.
Right, right. I wonder if there are any like well-known drag performers that are like us. That would be amazing.
That is a fantastic question.
I bet I could ask Clarice or Nico. To be honest, Nico would probably know better. But
I could keep my eyes open while we're there.
yeah, I mean, are you able to like tell?
Not always,
Hmm.
but sometimes. Yes, I
That's
can.
amazing. Wait, how'd you learn to do that?
It's not really so much that I learned to do it, as it just sort of happened. So
You're like an empath. That's so cool.
I'm not actually familiar with that word.
Um, it's like somebody that's like tuned in to a room. They can like sense what people have inside of them or something like that. I don't know.
Yes, it does seem like that, yeah.
That's very cool. I wonder if Chris is going to be okay. Though this is
Yeah,
probably what she needs.
I hope
I
it is.
I can't believe y'all saw like a monster. Not that we're not, I guess, but like a legit like freaking Demogorgon, pale man, flabby, scary beast
It's
goo.
it was not a super pleasant experience. I will say that.
Yeah. Are you going to actually like look into it? Like try to figure it out, like solve the mystery?
Well, Cora's going to like tap at her heads up display on her console and go, well, first I need to make sure I'm solving that. And the gas that is dangerously towards E.
Mm.
So, the basic things first.
Oh, of
Making
course.
sure that Gar and myself are fed. And then if there's time, then sure, yeah. Ever since I was embraced, I've been a little bit curious about these sorts of things, right? I did ask Essen, what else is out there? If we're real, then what about like the Loch Ness monster or
Did, is
fairies? These sorts of things.
is Nessie real?
He always encourages me to look for myself.
Man. Oh, that's so cool. I don't know why I didn't ever think about that until now. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it gets me into trouble a little bit. I wanted to test things, but
In trouble or just meetings with the prince kind of trouble?
oh no, until now I'd never met a prince. So,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
well, I mean, it's Savannah, rather.
I got it. I don't know if I want to put my eggs in the monster hunting basket, to be honest.
I mean, not just out of like the curiosity.
Well, we're new here, and that's precarious as it is. I don't know if I want to like rock the boat too much yet. Like the boat's not even made.
Sure, right, but maybe now is a chance to sort of determine what sort of boat we're even building, right?
Poppy was like, a pretty boat. It's gorgeous. Yeah, I guess. I just feel like we've only just now started creating a foundation. But like, go for it. Like, I support you. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm cut out for that.
Well, I would say you would be, considering at least as far as everything that I've seen you do so far. You've kicked my butt at it anyway. So,
Well, but that's different. I don't think a creature that, I don't know, would attack like it did to you would even stop if I
why not?
sent my little look its way.
I think maybe underestimating yourself.
Maybe. What other creatures did you ask Essen about? What else is there?
I mean, like poltergeists, werewolves.
Well, knew about werewolves. Classic.
Right, of course.
But poltergeists?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I mean, yeah, I guess. Poppy's like, I'm going to have nightmares tonight. It's all going down.
You have no idea.
Poltergeists are real.
I mean, well, I didn't say that. Just because I asked him doesn't mean I got an answer.
Oh, I thought you were definitely saying like poltergeists, totally a thing. Do you
Well,
know
that
if
could
any
be.
of that is real? I know that there are some folks like and I guess the local paranormal groups that may deal with that. Like those random guys that they called in.
Yeah. I think they're our best bet to find out anything. So far, really, the only thing I've discovered is the sun is in fact very painful.
Oh no, did you get a sunburn?
Yeah, yes.
Woof. I'm so sorry. How did you forget to like close the curtains all the way or
Like I said, sometimes my curiosity gets me into a little bit of trouble.
no? Oh no. What happened?
So, you'll see Cora kind of adjusts her hold on the steering wheel to be capable of using just one hand to pilot and maybe like puts her knee kind of up against the wheel too, just in case. And she'll take her other hand and she'll hold it out and say like, um, it's in a controlled environment. Uh, we did a little sort of exposure to a little bit of light to see how things would go.
Oh.
I
Okay,
was I was discouraged from this,
Huh.
but well, the ESA knew I was going to settle until I knew for certain. So
Well, you have to touch the stove at least once.
As
yeah,
Poppy says that, you hear both her and not her and Essen's exact words, which were exactly what Poppy
Mhm.
said, but you hear it in German coming from Poppy.
Oh, weird.
Cora is going to say to Poppy as if she's Essen, as she did at the time, it can't really be that bad.
I bet it is. Oh, I bet it is. How long did it take to heal?
Days, days. It was excruciating.
Maybe you are the person to find a monster then.
I still feel it sometimes.
Like, does it tingle like a past injury kind of sometimes does?
Um, the severity depends.
Hmm. That's intense.
Anyway, yes. Lesson learned. That's one thing I won't be doing again.
Huh.
And then Korak sort of like looks off into the like corner of her eye for a second, like, okay, well, considering my relationship with time, maybe I will be doing this again.
Hmm.
I think
But anyway,
musing on that particular certain uncertainty is a great point to fade out, unless there's anything else you'd like to add.
sure, no, I guess we're just sort of going for a drive until
Kind of meandering towards Wormslow at no certain pace, because you have to meet back up with them.
sure.
But if there's nothing else, we fade back in on another drive as Kate, with your fresh shiner, are pulling back up to the Weston.
On that drive back, that very short drive back, I'm gonna use a point of blood to heal that up so I'm not walking back into work with a black eye.
I'll give you some food for thought on that first.
Please do.
Do you want to walk in with proof of contact?
Yeah.
You don't have to, just pointing it out.
No, if you point it out, I'm gonna take it to heart.
Oh, that's a dangerous tool to keep giving me.
I didn't say every time. This time.
Okay. So, you know to go to the elevator. As it takes you back up, you have that familiar, strange rush of gravity in the wrong direction as it goes expressly from the ground floor to the penthouse. The room is empty until you hear the sure click-clack of heels from around a corner. Ah, Fulton, you're back. Have a
I am.
seat.
And I'll take a seat.
She strides across the room confidently. So pauses in front of you. She's going to lift your chin with her fingertip and oppose your head, trying to get a better look at, well, it's not, how to explain this? You feel like there's some spidering of hairline fractures from the impact point. There is radial bruising of different colors, but it has not gotten worse. As if whatever damage is done, there is no circulatory system to act against. It is simply damage done. It sits until you do something with it. You don't auto-regenerate in that way. You do have to spend some blood to heal. But... ah, I see. She made an impression.
I had the chance to make one first.
Tell me all about it. And she will descend into the adjacent seat, neatly poised, leg crossed over the other.
It was a test and a chance to show off skills. A battle of wills. There's a very frustrated Bruja in the woods, upset why he suddenly felt very friendly towards me. And then
Good.
Jolene is very good at obeying directions.
I see. And that was your salvo before that?
Mm-hmm.
And on what terms did you leave on?
Pleasant. I stayed on my feet.
Good. Well then, that's something to build on. Now the question is, you don't have to like her. I certainly don't. Do you respect her?
Yes.
You don't have to either.
Oh. Well then, I'll say there's a mutual understanding now.
Good. With time, if she doesn't respect you, fear's the next best thing. And we can work on that. Even if it's not her making the others respect or fear you, undermines her authority over the rest of them. But that could be a conversation for another night.
It's a skill I'm working on developing.
So, you would pass the basic test of me throwing you into a situation unprepared and walking away. None, well, I wouldn't say, not quite none the worse for wear, but accomplished something. I don't have anything for you this evening directly beyond that. What I would have you do is research the various establishments throughout the city. I won't tell you which ones, but presume the majority of the hotels in this city, even motels, I have a hand in. You never know which one I'm going to send you to, and for what. Get an idea in your head where they are, how to get to them. Research things about them, the angles, the approaches. Having an idea of how to move something inconvenient when you might need to do exactly that. If you can, find time to practice and expand your capacities with your disciplines. That is how you will be the most use to me, the clan, and the masquerade as a whole. Because that is going to be your role. Not in the same way that the sheriff and her deputies are. They go about cleaning up things. Innsbruck cleans up things in his own way. But each of Agents of the Vendrew, well, your job isn't to be the mess, it's to correct them and to prevent them from happening in the first place. These are things I wish for you to consider. You will, of course, need to discuss with our Primogen
Mhm.
that you have accepted a position here, if that is in fact what you wish to do.
It is what I'd wish to do.
Make that a priority.
Certainly.
Any questions?
I'll await your call.
Yes, you
Research
will.
in the meantime.
She will stand up.
And I'll stand up with her.
Clean that up before you see him. That would might amuse him. You don't want to walk into those particular offices with that.
Certainly not.
Carry on, Miss Fulton.
Evening, Miss Redgrave. Thank you.
She will show you to the elevator. And she has turned her back and strode away before the doors are fully closed. Do you heal it in the elevator? Do you wait till you get to your car?
I want to ask you out of character.
Mhm.
Is Halsey going to be a next night thing for you? I don't want to crash your notes. Or maybe call and set up a meeting. How do
We
you
can
want to
do
go
that
about
now.
that? Okay. I'll get to my car, and before leaving the parking lot, I'll call Halsey.
Okay.
I'm going to
Good.
leave it if I'm going to. I think we agreed to meet at Wormslow to pick up Chris and
Mhm.
Poppy. You know what? I'll give this to her. I'll save it for when I see Chris. But
So you wanna call Halsey?
yeah.
Okay.
If we need to call and set up or have a
Mhm.
phone conversation, I wasn't sure what your.
Okay. So okay, you started driving, or you're just in the parking
In the
garage?
parking lot. Yeah.
Okay. It rings for a few moments, and then finally, yes.
I believe you and I need to have a conversation about me accepting a position with Redgrave.
I see. It went well then?
I did.
Found some rapport?
I did.
I can accept that if you accept one other caveat.
Certainly.
You will continue training with Rook.
Of course.
There may be a time when I pull on strategic reserves. The company always needs people, and sometimes things get chaotic in the city.
Certainly.
We'll have a more fulsome conversation in person over the coming nights. But if you have found a direction and a purpose,
I have.
good. We'll work on the rest.
I'll wait for
Stay
your
on top,
call.
stay on top of your training.
Of course.
Get with Rook if you have not already.
I'll call him next.
Good. Good evening.
Evening. And I've got one more phone call to make before I drive off to
Okay.
Wormsley then. Gotta get all the ducks in a row.
What's that venture being organized? Do they make that?
I didn't even see the mental checklist she made about hotels and reading Google
Mm.
reviews to figure out what's really going on.
Mm.
All right, I'll call Rook.
Okay. Much like your Primogen, Rook answers in sharp yes.
I've spoken with both Halsey and Redgrave. I'm formally accepting a position with Redgrave, but I'm to continue training with you.
That was to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
Good. We'll have to make time with you and Thatch. I'm still looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it too.
Wear something comfortable for that.
Okay.
Still something with a bit of class to it, but something
Okay.
like you're going to work. Jeans, boots. Something that you don't mind getting a little rustic with.
Well, now I'm intrigued.
Good. Then I have your attention.
I'll wait on the details.
Talk to you soon.
Evening.
Click. Any other phone calls that Kate has to make? Any other texts?
I'll text the girls' chat and say heading to Wormslow, and then I'll drop a link to the club. Nope, big house.
Mm.
You know what I mean.
No, you can say Wormslow. You just can't say
Okay,
Elysium.
Elysium. That's right. You got me overthinking everything.
Good. I've taught you well. A little bit of professional paranoia is a good thing. So you drop the link to
Mm-hmm.
Club 1. But we'll get into all the details of that a little bit later on. Okay. While everyone is coalescing at Wormslow, we will pick up with our earlier arrival of Ellie. Parking in the lot in front of the main entrance. With Alice next to you, doing the little kicky feet with her somewhat ruined teddy bear. And as you get out of the van, or do you get out of the van? Do you just drop her off and drive away, or?
Oh man, Julius would love that. I just drive in with Alice and then I drive
Actually,
out without Alice.
Let's rewind that for just a
Oh
moment.
no.
As you get up to the gate,
Great.
and you are, of course, seen by Julius, the van he's starting to be acquainted with. Are you wearing your false face, or?
I take it off when I see Julius.
Okay. And you notice that Alice next to you is also wearing her true face
Thank God.
with the hoodie up. Ellie,
Julius.
And who do we have here?
Alice.
Hi. I see. Anything you wish to tell me about now?
Just the two of us.
Add a character, that intonation is the epitome of a lie.
I mean, there isn't anything else. I mean, we have a bunch of stuff, but none of it's dangerous. Unless, I mean, anything that Alice wields is dangerous, but that's a whole different problem.
Based on the tone, he goes, and maybe lingering on Alice just a little longer, and he goes, well, you're well acquainted with the drill. Just pull over to the side once you're inside the gate.
Great. I love our little rendezvous, Julius.
As you
pull over to the side of the gate.
Once you have passed inside the gates, they close. It's about a good 30, 40 feet from it. One of the other individuals comes over and they ask you to open the back of the van.
It's when Ellie's getting searched. It's when Kate pulls in.
Yeah.
I'd say, ooh, no, that would be very fun, but no, we're not going to do that just yet. I have different timing in my mind right now, that's why.
Good.
For now. They do a little bit of a rummage, but otherwise they let it go. You are allowed to proceed. They don't rustle anything. One actually asks you a couple of technical questions, more out of genuine curiosity about what you got there. But it's not accusatory.
Mm-hmm.
And they just send you on your way.
Who have you usually come with, Alice?
Uh, sometimes Baxter, Lila, Petra once, but she doesn't let me anymore.
And do they usually encounter this warm welcome from Julius?
Fits.
That makes sense.
He said the word profiling. I don't know what that meant.
Ellie was about to say you'll know when you're older, and then that was just not the right thing to say in that moment. And he goes, we can talk about it another time.
Okay. Kicky feet.
What type of car does Petra drive?
What do you give me for it?
Okay, well, I'm not that. I bet by that point they probably pulled up to the parking lot. Okay, do you need me to bring you where you want to go? Who are you even going to see?
I don't know.
Okay, well, at the very least, I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. At the very least, when we get out of the car, you're going to hold my hand until at least we get inside the building, okay?
She kind of gives you this little side eye. She leans back. And for a moment, it's not entirely unlike Jub Jub. Okay, if you're really that scared, I'll take your hand.
Thanks, Alice. And Ellie will unlock the door, exit with Alice, and
Mhm.
hold her hand as they go into Elysium
Mhm.
in the main house.
She is holding the teddy bear in the other arm. You see Bruno look at you, nod, looks down at Alice. Alice.
I am going to take just really 1 second just to gauge Bruno's reaction to seeing Alice.
There is a slight break from his usual decorum, but in a way that's not, how do I put this? There's not a faltering as much as a increased awareness.
Hmm.
And he goes and politely opens the door, which is something you notice he doesn't do for absolutely everyone.
Thanks, Bruno.
Have a good night.
And Ellie walks in with Alice.
And as soon as you cross the threshold, she scarpers.
Well, I got her into the building.
Mm-hmm.
That's a win.
And you see her run up to Atherton, giddy and excited. He's further away, a little bit out of earshot, and you see him crouched down. And the only way I can really describe this is an older man talking with like a granddaughter or a niece. She's showing him the teddy bear and he's just sort of like poking and prodding at it. He, over her head, he nods in your direction, but he doesn't beckon you over. He's just acknowledging your presence. He seems to be taking his duties in a different direction. But I assume you walk through the space a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some time to look around and see who all is here.
You would see in the main hall Chris and Harlan, but they're sort of tucked over to the side somewhere. She's holding a backpack, one of her leather jackets you think you've seen already. She hasn't noticed you, but Harlan has, and he's just sort of that very subtle. I see that. I'm going to just keep Chris's attention where it is. And as you're milling around, it's not like a true court evening. No one seems to be holding court. The prince and seneschal don't seem to be present. It's more of a quiet social club kind of eating. There's a few people sort of flitting in and out, but it's very a non-event. At this point, though, you do see Artem walk in through the door that would have led to the gazebo and the docks.
Fantastic. Ellie basically makes a beeline over to Artem.
So you see Artem walking in. He looks like he could potentially be in a mood, but Also, his face just kind of looks like that, so you're not sure. He's not really looking at anything, just kind of like walking, not paying attention. He sees you. Hello, Ellie.
Hello, Artem. I have more questions.
How do you?
I do.
Okay.
It is about our friends. Or not friends. It is about one friend. Not a friend. The person, the reason we all met before.
Yes. Do you want to talk here or somewhere else?
Probably somewhere else.
Okay.
I don't know how many more people are aware of this whole situation.
I imagine a lot are, but no, you're right. Why don't we go for a walk?
We go just the go for a walk all of a sudden makes Ellie go
Artem turns around and starts heading out the door.
gang girls and their walks. They always want to go on a walk. And then Ellie just starts walking, following Artem.
Unbeknownst to Ellie, as the two of you step out through that door, Chris sort of leans back and notices. And then goes back to talking with Harlan.
Before this happens,
Mm-hmm.
can I make a roll to see if I notice fucking what's her name? The sheriff?
You can. Is that a 9?
That a 9. And this it would be perception and alertness.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I
Yes, okay.
suddenly scared for my life?
Because you've been paying attention.
Nice. No. Jesus. Hey, what?
You got a 1?
I rolled 1 success.
Okay. So you weren't in that room for very, very long, and your attention was more soaked up by Ellie. You did get a good scan of that room, and you are at least reasonably confident that she is not in it.
You win this time.
Do you say that as you are sort of passing through with Ellie?
I think
Or is that just inner monologue?
I think he would have said it in Ukrainian before Ellie had come up to him.
Okay. Okay. Wibbly wobbly complete. You're stepping outside.
Sorry.
That's
This
okay.
was important.
I understand a certain amount of elemental pettiness. I get it. As you are walking through the... I'm assuming you're not sticking around in the gazebo. You are walking around like just the forested grounds. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, men made of mud. You ripped arm off
Yep.
with was it with just your hands, or was it with your knives coming out?
The knives.
Got it. Did you do any other type of injury to it?
It was very quick.
Cora
Chris
mentioned
sliced it too.
How easy was it to slice through it?
You know how these things work? And he sort of...
I'm assuming you're not actually showing them. You're just holding up your
No,
hand.
yeah.
Okay.
In general, I know that I do not want to be on the pointy end of one.
Yeah. They How do I explain aggravated damage in game?
You would have learned from Zoya that a lot of things in the world are resistant to mundane damage, but the claws you can create through the discipline of Protean supersede that. It transcends mundane.
Yeah. So I guess he'll say, with these, it's not like a knife. It's not like a gun. It's beyond that stuff. So was it easy? For me, yeah. With the claws, yeah. Didn't do a lot of other testing.
Well, that is good to know at least that those are effective against it. You mentioned, I think Cora mentioned a flare.
Mm-hmm.
How did it react to that?
It took its whole attention.
In a fearful or in a moth to a flame kind of way?
It was mostly... It made it very angry, I think. I mean, it's like the prince said, right? Difference between rage and fear. Very thin line.
Yes. So it's easy to cut through. Was there some sort of deciding factor that you could tell of what made it just finally decide to run away?
I think it just got hurt too much. It didn't realize it had jumped in on people that could hurt it.
And why were you in that area?
Just feeding.
With someone else who is not as familiar with the woods?
What do you want me to tell you? That we were trying to get rid of her? No, we were just feeding.
Well, I wasn't saying that, but thank you for clarifying that that was a denial.
You're welcome.
Have either any of you ever been there before?
Chris had.
Oh, good. Okay. So that's good to know. When it's injured enough, it runs away. You realize it'll look for easy prey, theoretically, unless it thinks that it is actually... What? Well,
no, that was out of character.
Oh, that was not.
Yeah.
Theoretically, it looks for easy prey and runs away the moment it can notices the prey can fight back, or at least fight back enough to injure it. And then the fire is kind of both a like fear and also anger type of thing. Although how much emotions this thing actually... Well, it has enough emotions to be a survival thing. And Ellie goes on for like this like theorizing for like a little bit.
I want you to both roll perception alertness.
No.
I think I asked for this. What is our target, Graham?
We're going to go with 7 because you're a little bit distracted.
In that case, I got 3.
2.
Okay. So
Artem's not distracted. He's just letting him go.
Now, I believe the glowing yellow eyes was a element of the story that had been translated. Yes?
Yeah.
Arda would see it first. The wide set yellow eyes. As they lope through the darkness, but low, closer to the ground. And as the shadows retract, the familiar, oversized, shaggy black dog, Orion, pads in your direction.
Hey, buddy.
He pads over to you specifically. And a reminder that Artem is a man of abundant stature, I think is a nice way of putting. He's a tall boy. And as the dog sits down on its haunches, still reaches over your hips.
Artem will kind of kneel down
Mm-hmm.
and ask him how it's going tonight.
Are you asking in any supernatural way?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Establish the mental connection with feral whispers. And I will talk to this dog.
so I don't quite remember which page that's on. Because I don't think you actually need to.
I think it's just for commands that I
Yeah.
would need to roll.
If
I
you
could
just-
roll. That would be fine.
Mm-hmm. But I think if you just want to talk, convey a feeling. Yeah. No role is necessary to talk with an animal, but the character must establish eye contact first. Issuing commands requires manipulation, and animal can. So if you're just asking a question, you're just inquiring how Orion is feeling, or... Well, that's the trick, isn't it? It doesn't have the same syntactical context that you would have in spoken language. So it's a conveyed feeling of that sniff and exhale, head cock that you don't do, but you sort of almost put in the dog's brain as you ask the question of, how are you? How's it going? It just gives a lazy, full body yawn. And you get the sensation of hungry, not hungry. And there, like it says, almost aggressive when it says hungry, and now kind of lazy when it says not hungry. Like it just recently ate something. And with the yawn, you're getting the impression it now needs a
It's nap
post.
time.
Yeah, it needs a post-meal nap. Now the question is, Ellie, how do you react to this? You're obviously not hearing the full exchange. You might hear the question if you've said it out loud.
I think when he's doing feral whispers, he's always speaking in Ukrainian.
Okay.
So I have no idea what was said.
Mm.
I think Ellie takes a moment to maybe like step away and kind of observe the interaction.
Mm.
I have a line for this later. I've rehearsed it. Um, Artem will ask, where's the best place to take a nap?
He gives you that quizzical, like, head tilt of the dog that is confused yet amused. He kind of gets back up on all fours and does that stretch thing that dogs do, and he just
Big
pads
stretch.
away. He can't give you language for where, but he can just go take a nap in that place, which will get the point across.
Artem will look back at Ellie.
And
No, just tell, where are we going?
I don't know.
you're not going far if you do follow. You see Orion disappear around the back, the side of the house, to the front, to lay on that immaculate porch in front of the door on the opposite side of where Bruno is. Next to an empty chair where you have seen Alden before.
Well, Artem's obviously not going to sit in that chair,
Mm-hmm.
but
Oh, like the dog has fully splayed out at this point. Your presence is incidental rather than a requirement. It's as if there is now a oversized black area rug
mm-hmm.
on that part of the porch that was not there before. He takes out takes up a fair amount of room at this point, but not in a way that obstructs the door, just near it.
What a good boy.
And as you are getting back to the front door, the cars of Kate and Cora are pulling into the parking lot, with Poppy very much part of that trio. And you can see each other quite easily if you want to go and approach.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going. It's going. Cora and I went out already, but we're about to go out again.
No.
Yeah, I could stand for another bite too. But yeah, it was successful.
Good.
What have you been up to?
Not much.
What? Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Ellie just goes, what happened to you? To Kate.
Oh, no, Kate is staying in her car.
Oh, Kate's staying in her car.
I
Great.
am sending
mind.
a text to the girls' chat that says, "Come to my car, I have a surprise for you."
I assume two of these phones light up in front of Artem and Ellie, and a
Oh, we
moment,
have to go.
yeah, a moment later, you see
Okay.
Chris pop her head out.
we definitely exchange glances with each other, and then like, is do we catch Chris' eye
Oh yeah,
too? Okay.
she basically just pops her head out, looking to see where the car is. But and she's about to step away from the front door and Bruno, but she stops for a moment to bend down to give Orion some like scritches under the chin, and she trots down the little short steps to where you guys all are, holding her small backpack that you know that she was bringing some items for you to mince with would be the appropriate word.
Yes, he is.
Okay, what? Hold on. And she just walks past Ellie. She walks past and she's just trying to follow the gals to Kate's car if you two are going.
Yeah. Poppy
I'm
will
just
go
gonna look at
like,
Ellie and be like,
bye.
let's keep going. Kind of turn around, start walking the other way.
You're walking away from the
You're
girls.
not even-
You're not gonna try to come see?
You're not even like remotely curious. You're just
About what?
it's gonna be weird if I go by myself.
Then don't go.
God. Fine. Ellie follows Artem away. In a mystery that Ellie will never know.
Do you continue walking around the property or do you go back into the house?
I keep walking around the property.
Okay. So we're gonna pan away from the two
Yeah,
of you
yeah.
and we're gonna focus on the gals as they are coalescing around Kate's car.
I'm just gonna roll the window down when they approach.
Oh, and Chris is 1,000% the first one there.
As expected.
Okay, what's going? Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, you're gonna love this. I kept this for now, just for you to see.
What?
I'm gonna bet you $10 you can't guess how this happened.
Oh my
She's
God.
going to, yeah, she's gonna look at the other two. Just what the fuck is she on about now?
Are you okay?
$10, I want to hear your best guess.
You went back to Havel's.
Did you have a good time at Chuck's without us?
Poppy, I need to hear your guess.
A pool accident at a dive bar. Someone was shooting a pool ball and it hit you in the face.
All of
I
you
mean,
owe me
that's
$10.
that's about the same guess as mine. She gets
Oh.
another one.
Okay.
Okay, one more chance.
Skincare accident. You spilled your serum on the floor, slipped, and hit your eye on the edge of the toilet.
Okay, so I can't wait for you all to pay up. I got punched in the face by Jolene tonight.
Oh shit.
And Chris just starts mad cackling at that. In a way that, you know how someone's been on edge for a few days and you know they have not had a good laugh in a while and it racks the whole body?
Ella, you can just hear this laughter echoing, and man, if only you were there to see what she was laughing about.
No. Ellie's like, you're not even remotely curious.
And here's the fun
What?
thing about laughter in such a landscaped environment is that with the distance of the buildings, the slight gaps in trees, the slight mist in the background, for a moment, you're not entirely sure which direction that cackle comes from, as there's just a little bit of a delayed, echoed cacophony. And you hear a little distant giggle, like was that sort of the tail end of the laugh, or is Alice somewhere in on the joke? Okay. Why? How? And the fuck?
Well, the how,
Right.
she punched
So you
me.
just went for fun?
No, I went for work. The best part is, before that, I don't know if you know someone named, what was it? Bobby Drake?
Oh, different Bobby, different Bobby.
Different Bobby, yes.
Different Bobby.
Made him really like me. think he broke a tree. He was really confused about a lot of things in the
What'd you
most fun
do?
way. I used the law on him.
That's cool.
Then I made Jolene sit.
Where?
I mean, she kind of. I'll be more creative next time. She sat on a motorcycle.
That's like the second best thing.
And so she punched me. It was a part of my interview for my new job that I now have.
Were they like trying to prove that you could talk to the Bruja and like
Essentially, yes.
cool?
Okay, there's the most important question.
Hmm.
Did you get knocked on your ass?
No. Which I think was a beautiful mix of pissing Jolie off a little more and gaining a little bit of respect from her.
That's very poetic.
Which only made Bobby Drake even more confused about what he was feeling, but I wasn't using my powers at that point. That was just all on him.
That's incredible.
And then before your eyes, now I'm going to use the blood to repair it.
Okay, so we're just gonna use the 1 point,
Hmm.
and you see the little bit of the bruising start to subside first. It's the most obvious, but the bone itself seems to almost shift and rotate in the same way that like an eye rotates in the socket. Like it was just a little out of alignment. And it wasn't that bad before. It wasn't swollen because your bodies don't react that way anymore. But the discoloration fades. The alignment and symmetry of her face resettles into what it is supposed to be. The faint bloodshotness of that eye corrects itself. And other than maybe needing a little bit of touch up on whatever eyeshadow or other makeup that she engages with, it's as if nothing happened.
That was weirdly cool.
Cora, for you, as part of your conversation
Mhm.
earlier with Poppy, you were asked about your hand and how long it
Indeed.
took to heal. At both an instant and in the several days that it took to heal, you feel simultaneously. As if whatever she was healing, your brain seems to extrapolate it into that 3-day ordeal rather than the 3-second procedure that it was.
So I guess then Cora goes, that was weirdly cool.
Chris kind of turns and looks at you. What the?
We went out already, so we were sipping on some alcohol ish.
Cora gives Poppy a little thankful look.
Okay. Are we staying here or we going out?
We're changing and then we're going out. And I am hungry.
Are we changing here or at the venue?
No, changing here.
Okay.
You
I'm
don't
just
show
checking,
up in
I'm
your
just
work
checking.
clothes.
I've done it before. But my work
Okay.
clothes are pretty nice.
Kate finally steps out and she's in like linen pants, like a nice, like skinny belt. And
Mhm.
Oh, it's giving coastal grandma. You look so good. That is a compliment, I promise. That's just it's like an aesthetic. It's very in right now.
thank you then.
So I'm assuming you go off to help Chris then rip up some of her wardrobe in a stylish way.
And I want to do her makeup if she'll let me.
Yeah, she'll let you. Like she had already set up the idea. Like she's just basically wearing like the foundation so that you can
Mhm.
just do whatever you want at that point.
Cool. Because I think Poppy took a little inspiration from like the coloration of the bruise and she wants to do some like olive and purpley cool stuff
Mm.
on her eyeshadow.
Now, here's the question. Do the quattro of you engage in this getting ready ritual? Or no?
I would like to.
I will.
Okay. Cora?
Uh, I think Cora feels like she's ready. Um, she's not going to change or anything like that. So um, they'll have fun together when they're out, but
Mm.
she's just going to stay out here for now.
Okay. So you're staying
Get some
outside of
air.
the house while they're okay.
Yeah.
While they're getting ready, is there anything that you do then in that time? Or is it just you want to take in the air for a little bit?
I think probably just take in the air for a little bit.
Okay.
Need to focus on me.
Hmm. So with you all getting sorted, let's start with Kate, how she is transforming herself for the evening.
Okay, swapping the linen plants for a black leather mini skirt and unbuttoning this black silk blouse she's already been in quite low. Kind of dangerously low. And keeping the heels.
And do you allow Poppy to engage in some makeup artistry with you, or is that just only happening to Chris right now?
It's only happening to Chris. I will go a little bit heavier handed with my eye makeup.
Hmm.
Little smoky eye. But I grabbed my makeup bag from my car.
Okay. Poppy, what do you do here?
I was pretty much already dressed for the night in like a tiny little green
Hmm.
sundress and big old black stompy boots that went up to her knees and like a choker that has some like garnet stones on it. It's very fun. But I think Poppy is gonna go like full artist mode and like sit on the counter of the bathroom and like get really close to Chris and like help with the eyeshadow and kind of fan it out like butterflies' wings, or I guess moth wings, the green and purple. And then for her shirt, she's gonna cut a design into it. Um, that'll look really cool. Mostly open on the back at this point from all of the holes she's cut into it.
Okay. I seem to recall you wanted to show off her abs.
Yes, yes. So I'm gonna crop it. It's a
Hmm.
cropped shirt now. With her permission. I think
Mm.
Poppy will be very vocal about all of the choices she's making as she's doing them, just to make sure that it's something Chris is comfy with.
Cora, as you're on your walk, for a moment you hear the sound of scissors in your mind.
Hmm.
As for just a second, you think back to being in the back of, or rather, you were driving the Range Rover when Chris had her dagger hand moment. And while that was an embarrassing and then immediately shame-filled moment for her, it was put to use a moment later when she was cutting up the overalls for Poppy that you had lent her to make her cutesy little rockabilly
Mhm.
outfit.
Poppy's surely got a knack for creativity for sure. It's good style.
But as your present and past montages collide, experienced in different ways, eventually you do meet back outside, unless either you have a little small scene you want to do anywhere else before we jet off. Cora, looked like you have a thought.
You all look fantastic.
Thanks. So do you, but you didn't need to fix anything. You already look good.
Well, I'm single, so
Gotta get out there, girl.
You see Chris is sort of fluffing up her naturally kind of curled hair anyways, just adding just a little more wild volume to it. Okay. Who's driving? Because I'm not. I'm going to
I'll-
get fucked up.
I'll drive.
you sure you don't want me to drive?
Can we fit in your car?
Yours is only
mean-
a two-seater, Cora.
Yeah, but I could drive somebody else's.
Only if you go real fast.
Oh, that was the idea.
Shotgun. And she's already running towards your car.
Towards whose car?
Towards Cora's.
Are we splitting the party?
Oh, well, I figured I would just offer to drive one of the vehicles with the bigger, more seats, but she seems pretty excited, so I guess
Okay, that's fine. Kate, can I ride with you?
Sure.
Cool
which
beans.
I should really have my car anyway, just in case. So
Fair enough.
I'll catch up with her and see you all there.
See you.
Okay. I think that is a good time for us to go on a short break. And then we'll get into the rest of the mayhem in a little bit. Thanks for sticking with us, folks. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the second half of our Savannah by Night Vampire the Masquerade game. We pick up with our ladies arriving at a drag show. Before we get into all the nitty gritty, let's get into some narration. The four of you arrive outside the 130-year-old bulwark of brick that is home to the famous and somewhat infamous Club One. In its long history, it's hosted pageants, stand-up comedy, live theater, karaoke, and had a role in the city's early goth scene. But most importantly, it's been the epicenter of Savannah's drag scene for almost half a century. Headlined by the Lady Chablis, who passed in 2016, and was prominently featured in both the book and movie adaptation of Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, what many in Savannah simply refer to as the book. The club itself is a multi-story with typical dance clubs and bars more overtly friendly to the LGBTQ crowd. But what you're here for is the stage show. The classic, raunchy, and seedy setup of the bar. Small wooden stage, black curtains, brick walls, smoky atmosphere, little tables towards the stage, and the booths in the back. A few photos of Chablis adorn the wall, along with a few of her dresses encased in glass. As this was Kate's plan, and entirely her doing, I'm going to have you walk us through whether or not you start at the bar, the club, or straight to the show.
I need to swing through the club and see if I can just like snag and feed and let go, like a catch and release kind of thing, before going to the show itself?
I'd say you'd have to pull someone aside because there's far too many things that can go wrong with
Mhm.
just snatch and go.
Mm-hmm.
So here's how we're going to do this.
Okay.
Who else needs to feed?
I don't need to, but I could.
Okay.
I could snack.
I could go for a top off. I could go
Okay.
for a
You could
top.
find
As
you
we,
a top.
as we get out of the
Sorry.
as we get out of the car, I'm gonna
Mhm.
go. So, do we want to get a round of drinks before we go to the show?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
As you approach and the music does get a little bit louder and you are eventually waved through the front door, cover paid, and you are ushered into the club portion of the establishment with the lasers bouncing off the disco ball in the dark, dingy, almost warehouse section. Lights, bodies, both of which are writhing. Now, do you go through as a quattro of mean girls staying together? Or do you split off?
I'm definitely splitting off.
Okay. So let's start with you.
Okay.
How do you want to go about this?
I am not here for conversation. I am here to lure away the first person I see that matches my preference.
So while no one is naked in this club,
Should be
Bit-
fairly easy to spot.
it's fairly easy to spot due to the, we'll say, dressed down nature and the freedom of the establishment. So you are easily able to spot a bevy of individuals across the spectrum that fits your particular needs. So the question then is, how do you wish to snag and lure? The great thing about this is it would be hard to just sort of whiz by and just snack on someone mid dance step and just keep going. But there is so much high contrast from the flashing lights that it is in constant darkness, a paradox to the flashing lights.
I would like to find a lady who looks like she is here for a couple of very particular reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go up and immediately start dancing, give it about a minute, move from dancing to dancing and making out, and slowly get her away from the middle of the dance floor. Not
Okay.
slowly, a decent pace. This is a club after all.
Mm-hmm.
If she's the kind of match energy kind of gal that I'm hoping she
Okay.
is.
So how we're going to do this is I want you to give me a roll, and I'm trying to think
Okay.
what would be appropriate here. So, are you putting your appearance forward? That's kind of the impression I got with how you were dressing
This
for
is
the
a
evening.
very short skirt and a very not very button shirt.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So what charisma and is expression the right thing? Remind me what expression is.
Well, I allowed Poppy to also use the expression and etiquette, I think is how she went about it last time. So I'd say expression works here. You're also trying to communicate a carnal intent.
I mean, if you want to give me charisma and etiquette, I could also roll that because those are both quite good.
Mm. It's really up to you, I would say.
Okay.
It's either it could be either charisma or appearance. It could be expression or etiquette.
Let me do charisma and etiquette. 6.
Actually, I am going to change that to expression based on how you were doing this,
Okay.
because I think that works better.
Yeah. There's not a lot. There's no words involved in that.
I'm going to put this out of 5 because of the
Okay.
people here to have a good time, to be free in a variety of ways.
3 successes.
3 successes.
It would
Okay.
have been more, but a 1 took away one of my 2 10s.
Okay. So you're able to find a way to take those dance steps away from the immediacy of the dance floor to get to one of these little nooks, the sort of brick-laden alcoves that are so enmeshed in converted warehouse spaces. So the question is, how many are you going for? Because you
2.
said you were okay, because you were down quite a bit of a deficit at one point.
Oh, this is not the only person I'm going to snack on tonight.
Okay. Girl's got a plan.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Adventure's going to come in here without a plan?
So, where are we down on the checklist for you?
Okay, now I am only hungry 3, so
Okay. 3 you can deal with, but
would like to feed again tonight.
okay.
Because waking up is expensive for Kate.
Well, let's come back to you. Poppy.
Poppy will get herself to the middle of the dance floor.
Mhm.
And she'll just dance and be herself and decide that someone's gonna come up to her. So she'll try.
So you're
to
trying to entice by simply being. Okay.
Yeah.
This is where I want you to use appearance.
Yes.
And I guess we'll go with the club etiquette mentality again, because I think that kind of works.
Cool.
Because let's say you're trying to communicate in the way that expression would, as much as...
Yeah. I'm just going sexy vortex.
Mm-hmm.
We're throwing it back. Literally. Alrighty.
You would notice Chris has found people to jump around with. People that she can go a little bit to 11.
Mm-hmm. That is 3 successes.
3 successes.
No ones.
Okay. You notice a slender, graceful individual who, somewhere along the line of androgyny, but with a summer dress that goes up very high, like a sundress that goes quite high.
Cool.
And let that pixie cut. And they get pulled into the sexy vortex. And it's just that the one arm sort of like draped across the shoulder to the other shoulder sort of behind your neck, kind of doing that rhythmic hypnotic sway as you're both just enjoying the music and trying to pierce straight through those eyes.
Love that.
No
I think,
words.
yeah. I think Poppy will camp out there for just a little bit. Like she loves this part of the feeding process when it is like a dance, literally. And then similar to Kate, she'll kind of just without words bring the person over to a corner.
And how many do you take?
Just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Just a little top up?
Just a little top up.
Okay. Chris has created her own little sexy vortex
Good for her.
Hmm. Cora.
Yes.
The casual environment has always been a bit of a hurdle for you.
Sure.
But as the mixes shift in the background, you hear, maybe not hear it first, but that sort of infrasound of one song mixing into another in that subtle way. A more dark, rhythmic, almost savage tune from a band that you really quite enjoy, Una Sexy, is
Of course.
blending into the audio melange.
And I think in the moment she puts out of her mind whether it's happening now or whether she's remembering from a very similar circumstance. That doesn't matter. I think that she's going to lean into this moment, hope that, when she got close to that guy in the bar with Poppy, there was a moment when her instinct kicked in. So maybe she can get out of her own way, replace her clumsy words with rhythm instead, and let
Okay.
that be what takes her to that instinctual moment instead.
Okay. For a moment, maybe it's in the snapshot motion blurs that go around you. You swear you see some familiar faces. First, the individual back at that club with Poppy, as if lost among the other dancers. Then a slightly more familiar, mousier girl wearing a unisexy sweater. But once again, she's gone almost as soon as you see her.
A word, yeah. Cora almost calls out to her.
There is taller gentleman, and for a moment, it smells of sort of the artificial nature of an ice rink and the paradox of the heat coming off Turkish coffee. Gloved hand touching your own, but that too is gone. You see one final one, sort of intermittently on different beats and different spots in the same little area, as if playing visual whack-a-mole with your senses. That bright satiny blouse with a dress skirt. And you can't quite tell if it's that shocking platinum blonde or ashen brunette. Seems to shift as the colors go. For a moment you think it's you, then someone else, then no one.
If someone were to look at Cora in this moment, her eyes are darting everywhere. It looks like she's in a sort of heightened trance, like she's looking beyond what she normally would be.
Chris sidles up to you And she takes both your hands and she tries to pull you into the arrangement of festive limbs.
Absolutely.
And she just tries to pull you in just to the just wild dance, not for you to hold her hands, just trying to pull you into the chaos, but with maybe someone you like or trust or both.
Oh yeah, I grin at her and keep sort of looking out for all of those faces amongst the flashes.
You get one or two people who are kind of milling through in that way of dancing as they walk, in the way that some like people would do like at a rave or something. And it's more a case of hunting in the crowd for maybe someone they'd like to dance with, or simply just on the way to the bar, or trying to
I'll
find their people.
definitely extend myself out and then roll back in uh, like the tide to see if perhaps they'll come along with it.
Oh, I see. Going fishing, are we?
Hmm.
Okay. So, what could we roll for this that would make this interesting?
Yeah.
What do we have on your sheet that would be fun?
I know. I could use a lot of the same things that Poppy and Kate were using, but I suppose since we're also leaning into the fact that chorus arrangement is playing a significant role in her experience at this moment, we could push on that a little bit as well.
I'd say that she would have been smart enough not to have her heightened senses activated at the moment, or at least as soon as she would have gotten close to the club, that would have been a okay, toggle off.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I'm gonna have you do perception alertness at 5.
Okay.
And I have reasons for this.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
It depends if you pass. When's the last time you spent willpower? I'm just saying.
Oh, I have plenty. Ought I to use it, because I have to say, the negative consequences are quite fun sometimes too.
That was great when the producer gets a little nervous.
All right. We'll be generating 6 random integers. And it's, let's go ahead and risk it. I know I have willpower, but I like to see. So. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3 successes.
Okay. As you close your eyes and just give yourself over to the beat and the sway, letting the crowd take you and hoping you get to take the crowd, and pulling back into your orbit whoever decides to allow themselves to be caught in it. It's not the same attire that you saw earlier on the sort of satin blouse. It looks like maybe that's what they were wearing, and then No, it's more party appropriate. For a moment, it seems like you see both outfits of the workday and now the raucous, flirty party dress.
Mhm.
It is a shorter hairstyle, but like Chris, intentionally made to go more wild. As if someone has, I've done my time at the office today. I'm gonna get fucking wild now.
Yeah, she's shed that chrysalis she has to wear.
Mm-hmm. And she's pulled into, I believe, as Poppy has put it a few different ways, sexy vortex, sexy orbit.
Mhm.
But now that she's caught in the churn, what do you do? There's
I
that.
suppose.
Mhm. Go for it.
Oh yeah. Um, so I had been dancing with Chris, and as if I was a moon on the planet that was Chris, and this new person enters, and we start to circle each other closer, like the doomed Charon and Pluto coming closer and closer until they are destroyed.
There's that circling and eventually just pressed chest to chest, not hands as if playing sexy chicken. That little
Mhm.
balancing of chest to chest gyration as if daring the other to give in, but hoping the other one doesn't.
Oh yeah, and an eventual,
Mm-hmm.
lock of eyes and an acknowledgement, maybe a little smirk, half laugh,
Mm-hmm.
as we both realize,
Mm-hmm. So the question is, how do you go about feeding on this person, or rather, do you?
Yeah,
As a
absolutely.
fingertip, the back of a fingertip grazes your cheek.
Hmm. We'll need to.
Hmm.
I don't know. Here comes Cora's performance anxiety.
Well, at least one form of panic.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's kiss the wrist of that hand that pulled across my
Mm-hmm.
cheek. And it's too risky to feed right in the middle of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll allow it if you roll something additionally.
I would love to roll something additionally because that would be very cool to do right here.
So keeping in mind, you have additional dex through having celerity. You don't have to spend anything for that.
Mhm.
I'll let you roll dex plus celerity plus stealth. If you want to
Oh
try
my
and
god.
be
Okay.
a little covert about this on the dance floor.
Because it would be amazing to get like just a sip and then extract ourselves for a bit larger of a bite.
Okay. So I'll have you roll that if that's what you want to do.
Okay, that sounds wild. I don't know that I'm fully equipped to do it, but we've got willpower, so let's try.
Now, are you going to spend your willpower? I want to know now.
I am, yes.
Okay.
So I am going to spend a willpower, and then I need to use a combination of dexterity with my one celerity and stealth. And is there anything else?
Nope. So it's just whatever your celerity is adds to your dex. So
Okay.
whatever that number is, it goes up. If you do you have stealth?
Cora is not stealthy. She does have
Well, that's a
subterfuge.
fun time to find out. Subterfuge is more about lying.
Okay. So it will raise my difficulty.
Yes,
That's
it will.
okay.
It'll go up to 7.
All right. Here we go.
So earlier we foreshadowed something about Kate being there to correct messes, not cause them. Let's hope that that was more a warning and not foreshadowing.
Okay. All right. Excitingly,
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 total successes. I had 1 1, 1 10, and I had a 2 7s. So
Okay. So it's 3 and then the willpower.
mhm.
So you got a 4. Well, good news for Kate. She doesn't have any messes to clean up right this minute. This minute.
The night is still young.
Don't worry, I heard that giant yet.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, the night is still young and so is Alice. But no. As you are able to coax this dainty wrist towards your mouth for a alluring nibble,
Mhm.
you can see more than hear the sigh that comes out of them as they relax into it, but you only take the micro sip. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm assuming you licked that clean. You aren't letting it just dribble everywhere on the floor.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And as you pull them ever closer, I'm assuming by the wrist you're twirling them to be more lounging, their back against your chest, that hypnotic, erotic sway.
Just so.
I'll allow you to, in this instance, because you rolled well, go in for the neck.
Fantastic.
So the question is, you already got 1.
Hmm.
How much more do you take? Because you know that 2 is feasible, 3, this person's down for the count.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to ruin her night. I could
Okay.
take 3, but I won't. We'll do 2.
Okay.
2 total, that is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We're going to transition back over to Kate, who I know was scoping for her next target.
Mm-hmm. If you'll allow me, and you might not, maybe someone on the edge of the dance floor who either saw the very beginning or the very tail end and think they have witnessed a really hot makeout session and is staring just a little too long.
Are you describing yourself?
And if they have a tattoo, just
Mhm.
kind of like Kate is inviting them to join in.
Okay. Based on the
Oh
fact you rolled,
my.
based on the fact you rolled quite well before, I'm gonna let you coax that person quite easily to you already.
Okay.
So, and how many are we going for?
Just 2 more.
Mhm.
And then I've had my drinks for the night.
Okay. We're gonna transition away from the dance floor, and we'll come back to the show. Well, a different show in a little bit. And we're going to check back in with the Nosferatu and the Gangrel at Warrenslow.
Well, Graham,
Mm-hmm.
it might not be accurate to say that we're at Wormslow anymore.
Oh, really?
Why?
Artem has been walking further and further into the grounds.
Mm-hmm. Well, the
Ellie,
entire
how much?
grounds is called Wormslope.
Oh, okay. Then I guess it is accurate to say that.
Okay.
Should
Ellie,
I
how
be
much do you
putting the
trust Artem?
scary? Should I be putting the scary music on or the cool and fine music on?
Remember how in the notes I like to add a section called producer's discretion?
Yeah, good. Hold on. I got something for this. Uh, um, just a little bit of. There we go. Okay, so what would you want to say, Artem?
Also, probably important to note, staying as close to the water as we can as we're walking.
Cool.
So, you've asked a couple of questions. Seems like you're more clarifying things we already said last night.
Yes.
Anything
Well,
else?
if I'm going to work on finding a way to investigate more, it helps to interview someone who's already seen them intimately.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, it looks like I will have to also see if I can get info from Chris on them, since Chris is the only one who's been there before, right?
Hmm. You could do that. How would you go about it?
Probably find a time here, something like that. Maybe send a text like, hey, just gonna ask you some more questions, or maybe I'll do more investigating on my own.
Maybe that would work. Am I the only person you've talked to, or have you been asking others?
Asking others what?
About these things?
I've talked to others about them, yes.
What did they say? Anything new?
Some bits of new information, yes.
Such as?
Are you interested as well?
I don't know yet. Couple of
Well,
key things I'm looking for. Wondering if you can tell me.
Well, a few things that I'm aware of are that it's a lot of what the prince has already told us. They have been coming around for however long. It seems much more random. It seems that they are. There can be groups of them, but usually single or a couple. Doesn't seem to be any known organization, and they will fight their way out of a cage to the point of their own harm if it thinks they mean they can escape. The comparison I've been given to is any wild animal that's caught in a cage.
Interesting.
And other than that, the other thing I'm going to investigate is if any of the kind have encountered these. Mostly involves looking through conspiracy forums, because I imagine there's been some scrubbing on our end.
Suppose that would make sense.
But we won't know much more until we get a live sample, or at least get a track of a live sample. Or as alive as it can be.
By live sample, you mean one of them captured.
Or at the very least, tagged.
Well, when you tag it, we would just go find it, yes?
Or at least find
The
where
ultimate
it
goal.
and the others are gathering.
That's an interesting thought. When you were talking to these other people, say with these things have been around for what? 50 years? Is that what the prince said?
Yes.
And we've just been killing them every time we find them?
At the very least, it sounds like they've fighting them off at the very least. The one that was trapped as a reference was apparently an accident. Meaning we weren't intentionally trying to trap them. It just happened to.
Sure. I have questions about how that happened. I doubt you'll answer. Has there ever been reprisal after we've killed some of these things? And
Ellie
we continue
gets,
to walk
Ellie,
deeper and deeper.
Oh, good. Ellie does like a little grin, like, what do you mean?
I mean, have we ever killed one of these things and then someone came out of the woodwork to take us any sort of revenge?
Ellie stops in their tracks. He goes, it's not a question I've asked, Artem.
Maybe you should.
Ellie at that point starts to notice. Where are we going?
I don't know.
No.
Okay. What's wrong? You don't trust me?
I want to know what you're getting at when you're taking me this far from the main house.
Well, you want to do this thing together, right?
I would.
Doesn't that mean you have to trust me? You can go back now if you'd like, or we can keep going.
I think we're far enough away, Artem, that you can tell me where you're planning on taking me.
I'm not planning on taking you anywhere, Ellie. We're just walking.
The last time I was told to go on a walk, someone was basically threatening me on the grounds. You can understand why I'm a little nervous.
It's unfortunate that that happened.
Yes. And it's unfortunate that the princess gets no consequences.
Oh, it was Chris.
Yes, I don't often get my life threatened as much as it would seem like it does.
Well, I'm not threatening you. We're just walking and talking.
In a place you're notoriously more familiar with?
Hell yeah, I've been here for a week.
When we're not in our natural states, it doesn't take too long to learn the lay of the land. I learned the underground pretty quickly.
So you don't trust me?
Artem, I'm painfully curious.
There's a saying about that in your language, I think.
And I do have cat headphones.
Me too.
It takes a second to see if that's like if Artem actually understood or okay. I'll bite. What are the other questions you have? And Ellie starts walking with Artem again.
So, you think we tag it, it's going to take us back to more of its own kind, or maybe where it was originally made? Is that right?
That, or, well, we could do it one of two ways. We could either track it back to where it's going, or where its home is, or we can take the time to track its patterns. So if it's something where we're, say, we tag it, keep tabs on it for a few weeks or so, we start to notice a pattern of its movement. If we happen to tag a few more and capture and tag a few more, you start to notice a pattern.
That could work on a long enough timeline, perhaps.
And for the storyteller, Ellie is fully just like now like constantly half listening to Artem, half always watching around them.
Okay. Roll me perception alertness at 7.
And I'm going to use a willpower for this.
Okay.
You said perception alertness?
Mm-hmm. Artem, are you keeping an eye out, or are you focused solely on the conversation and your immediate area?
Yeah, I'm probably keeping an eye out too.
Okay. Roll the same.
I wonder if Ellie would know to look at the water.
I need you to know, Graham.
Mm-hmm.
With the willpower, that was 5 successes.
Nice.
5 successes. Okay. Artem?
How do I keep losing dice? Damn it. All right,
If only you
gone.
rolled high enough perception to find them.
Ooh, hello.
I love you all. You're
That's going to be
good.
3.
You did
3.
so good. You're so good. You're such good dice.
What the?
It just disappears again. Okay. Well, because you made such a comment about the water, you do catch some of those perturbed surface ripples here and there. Some you know to be fish. Some you know to be potentially a gator. Some you know just to be the burbling gases of marsh. But because you're focused on the water, the conversation, and Ellie is far more paranoid out the gate. It's Ellie that
Some reason.
first notices the glint of metal from moonlight as you catch the appearance of what you can only presume to be an Elysium guard walking the grounds. Dressed not unlike Julius. And from that role, you know that they spotted you. But they're not impeding you. They're not walking towards you. They're not doing anything. There's a reach for the radio on their shoulder, but otherwise continues on with their patrol.
It's not at Ellie.
What? Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, sorry, that was out of character.
Oh.
Mm.
Do I notice that Artem has specifically put me between him and the water?
Did you?
He would not have done that, no.
Okay.
So it's more Artem was just wanting to walk alongside the water.
Alongside the water. Okay.
It's more that's where he thinks the most danger is likely to come from, so he's like paying attention to it.
Great. You have opinions about this idea?
Sort of depends. Why do you want to do this, Ellie?
Well, the prince mentioned a reward for finding out what's happened. And that reward included a domain. And that includes something for everyone who's involved.
So you want property? Couldn't you just buy some?
Not in, probably not in the way that my kind would feel comfortable, or in a way that would make the others comfortable.
I see. Well, he was pretty vague about how you would get that reward, wasn't he?
He was.
Do you think we just tag it, show the patterns to our betters, and that'll reap the results?
Oh, absolutely not, Artem. We don't need to give them that information until we have the results. And that's only if we go and, well, if we notice a pattern, we could investigate ourselves.
We could. This is where my earlier question sort of comes into play. we think the end of an investigation would be figuring out where they come from. Right?
Mm-hmm. I've done this type of investigation before, Artem. I'm
Have
not
you?
a complete idiot in that I
Oh,
know
not what
that
I'm trying to insinuate.
I do realize we'll probably uncover something that probably prompts further questions.
It doesn't worry you that someone could be making these things and then just throwing them out in the world, not caring when they get killed. It doesn't worry you that they act like us when we've lost ourselves.
My mother's job was never to worry about the meaning of what happened to someone in a more existential context. Her job was to find out what happened to the person, and from there, we can find out the root cause. Then once it's figured out, we can worry about the existential stuff after.
The existential part is what concerns me. I don't know who your mother is. I don't know what she did. But I very much doubt that she was in a position where the things she was investigating could have happened to her. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
So, what? Are you saying you're not interested because you're worried about it? Or you aren't interested because you are?
I'm saying that if we find out where these things come from, the next time we go home, maybe we'll be the next ones.
You're saying if whoever discovers us digging in finds us, that will be our fate,
It
shall
could
we
be.
say? Well, the other risk is that this happens to more of us. And no one does anything about it, Artem.
So you're an altruist.
I can't really resist not knowing something.
It's your choice, Ellie. It's one you'll want to be careful with. Artem is going to look at the water. When you get your tracker, let me know. You and I are going to go out on another little walk. We'll see if it works.
Ellie gives a very toothy grin. Sounds like a plan. I'll be
think
in
that's-
touch.
I think that's a good moment to fade out on. And now for a completely different tone shift. As we go from delicious tension to living deliciously. Back in Club 1, there were seats more at the front of the stage or towards the back of the room as booths. Kate, as you were the one who set this whole thing up, where would you want them to be sitting?
We are well fed now. Let's go sit up front.
Okay. I'd say Chris has a little more glitter on her that maybe was like body glitter
Good for her.
that was sort of collected or accrued.
As we're sitting, I'll acknowledge Chris. I'll say, Chris, thank you for earlier. That was fun.
And she's kind of in this little like spacier mindset at the moment. It's like, huh? Oh, hey. Had fun?
I certainly did.
Nice.
Did everybody enjoy downstairs?
I still am, I think.
Upstairs. You're more
Upstairs.
downstairs.
Oh, okay,
now.
I wasn't sure what the
Mhm.
arrangement of floors was.
Uh-huh. How did everybody do?
I like this place.
A little 2-for-1 special.
So good, actually.
2 for 1 special.
Mm-hmm.
You slut.
Wow,
My
okay.
goodness. Oh.
Judge me.
I would never, Kate. I would never.
She's still swaying in her seat to the slight bass that can be felt through the walls, but the interior of the stage is more contrary to what Sam has playing at the moment, is more soft loungy while you're waiting for the show to start. Is there any other conversation you want to get into before I launch into that?
Cora, how was it?
It's it went very well, actually.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tonight is this moment is very expensive for me.
Expensive how?
Not expensive, sorry, my accent. Expensive. Like
Oh,
it's,
expansive. I got you. I thought you said it's expensive.
I
And
think
it is a little pricey.
I think I had a drink of someone earlier, and I'm feeling kind of expansive too.
yeah, exactly.
Lucky.
All right, Space Cadet, you just stay with us, okay?
You're so glittery.
And she's just
she,
sort of
like,
swaying
shakes
back.
her a
Like
little bit.
she's definitely in a happy altered state at the moment.
I will ask Graham, I had 2
Mm.
drinks. How
Mhm.
strong were those drinks?
I'm gonna let you decide for yourself.
I'm gonna say one was a bit stronger than the other, so like feeling pretty relaxed, but not near whatever kind of adventure Chris is on.
Yeah, she's kind of chasing the dragon.
Oh no.
I think I just saw Artem get a little nervous. Yeah, so it's more like you shouldn't drive. That's about it.
Okay.
That'll go kind of quick.
Yeah.
So, Kate, so tell us about this job that you got.
I'm working for Redgrave.
Is that a name that makes any
Only if she would
connection
have
to
said
us?
it before.
Can't remember.
Well, you know what? We'll play into that. Refresh me. You know, it's been something of a night, so I can't say I remember.
VP of my department.
Oh, very
Wow.
nice. Good for you.
Yeah, that's exciting.
How do you feel? Do you feel like proud, like happy?
Yes, even though I did get punched in the face.
Iconic.
That was for you, Chris.
What kind of stuff are they going to ask you to do, or can you say?
I'll let you know when I find out specifics.
So you accepted a job without knowing what you're going to do?
Hell yeah, I did. It's working for the VP of my company.
Okay. That's very ballsy.
What can I
It
say?
is a little risk. I like it.
I think I figured out what my drag queen name would be, Cora.
Okay, what do you have?
Okay, so still with the flowers. Kate, Chris, I was telling Cora earlier that I had been toying with an idea for a drag Sona, and my character would be just bedecked in florals, and I think her name would have to be Rosie Bush. I think that would just be really good. In another life, of course, if I were to do this.
Well, we're going to have plenty of them, so you should keep it in your back pocket.
Chris is
True.
absolutely over laughing at that because she's probably just a little high
Oh,
at the
no.
moment.
Oh no. Chris?
What? I'm here.
Okay, just checking in. I don't think I've been like that since, a couple of frat parties in college, getting a piggyback ride from a much shorter person while I carry my heels.
Oh, what a
Ooh.
piggyback ride.
Okay, on the way out.
Yes. Now, if there's nothing else, I will transition into the show.
I'm
The awful,
excited.
awful, dumb thing that I did based on an old show that I enjoyed when I
Uh-huh.
was a wee lad.
We're ready. I'm ready.
Mhm.
Are we? I don't think we are,
I'm
but we
so
are.
excited.
Eventually, a boisterous, bombastic figure in a dress that would be in extreme disservice to call loud steps out on stage, whipping the line of the microphone back and forth to get everyone's attention. Eyes up here, lovelies. I'm Ma'am Tuckett, star and diva. Welcome to Club One. From there, she launches into the house rules, the expectations, the order of business for this evening as the acts are going to be relayed. You hear about the few of the comedy routines and little show and tells, dances, little cabaret vaudeville kind of stuff, which is sort of the cornerstone of how drag shows often go. Not universal, but very quintessential. From there, house rules upcoming events are laid out amid some outlandish humor. She appears to not only be a bit of a headliner in her own right, but an MC and warm-up act, facilitating between this act and the next. Though as it gets closer to the big show of the night, things take a bit of a turn. And now for our main act, a revival of Rocky Horror. Tuckett stops and looks off stage, the more soft-spoken affect immediately melting away. The fuck do you mean we have double booked a Priscilla Queen of the Desert Shadow troupe? A performer in a much more ostentatious dress, somewhere between a showgirl and a peacock, struts out. The two bicker back and forth about the merits and flaws of both drag traditions until finally the new arrival simply but sharply exclaims, "Face it, Tuckett, your drag is old. Our drag is new." Tuckett proclaims, "Well, I've got something to say about that," before gently shoving her back. The peacock showgirl pantomimes a dramatic stumble, all while the opening riff of the time warp begins to play. Tuckett does not lip sync, but instead heartily sings its opening lines as her Rocky-themed backup performers join from off stage. As it reaches its first crescendo, the peacock reasserts as her backup arrives from her side of the stage, launching into a tirade to the dialogue of "Shake Your Groove Thing." The rest of the show proceeds exactly like its opening act, a dueling back and forth medley of popular songs from both pieces of drag history. When it finally reaches that frothy climax, not just the stage, but the audience is drenched in glitter and fine feathers. As the applause dies down, the bows happen. What do you do?
We're tipping the queens.
Scream.
Oh
and
yeah,
tip.
Cora was
Uh-huh.
whooping and cheering.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
That's brilliant. That's such a good
I'm
idea.
so happy right
Okay.
now.
Oh. Oh, that's such a good idea.
So the cheers eventually die down, but you notice that Chris, like many people in the audience, has been hooting and hollering the entire time. Not quite full woo girl, but in that realm a little bit. She is just a little excited, a little boisterous, and you know her, especially Poppy, to live at 11. And it has been a while since you've all seen her at 11. Kate, I want you to write down if you need to reclaim willpower at a certain state. You have two reasons to do so beyond the one you naturally get back. One is, I would say, standing your ground with the brouhaha and finding rapport finally with someone in the venture. And you sought out to correct a problem that you perceived with Chris being down and in the rough and giving her some joy. For Cora, you haven't figured out how to feed regularly yet. You're still getting a bit guided, but tonight you found a way to dance through the lights and find your own way,
Hmm.
if only for tonight. For Poppy, in a way this isn't different. You are feeding on your own terms, wantonly and without regret, or at least not immediately. But more importantly, with no one breathing down your neck, unless you want them to. For Artem, in ways that maybe you don't recognize, because you are almost uncomprehending of your own ginormous quality. You've made someone very, very nervous tonight. That's not something necessarily to be proud of, but in a case of a demonstration of Artem's own aloofness. It's also the reason why people tend to gravitate towards him on some level. Like a big, shaggy dog that doesn't recognize its own size and still gets belly rubs in one way or another. Ellie. As always, you have it quite rough, dragged from one situation to another. But also a demonstration of your adaptability to strange and bizarre situations out of your control. Making use of being dragged to the scrapyard, finding some interesting tidbits, finding yourself at Wormslow, and alone with Artem. And despite the concerning moments that you had wandering alongside each other, alone, in the dark, in the woods, perhaps you found, at least in this endeavor, an ally. So now I've done my round table of all of you. I'm going to invite everyone to give their own little thoughts. I'm going to start with Ellie.
Ellie connected with people for this night that they didn't think they were going to necessarily connect with. One who is the probably the most intimidating character in all of Elysium, bringing me to uncomfortable areas where I don't know what's going to happen next, and the other being Artem.
That's what I thought you were going to do.
I think Ellie felt a little bit of like clan kinsmanship with Alice and some of the struggles that the Nos in general deal with in Savannah, and also how, and that made Ellie very protective of a fellow Nosferatu who is a reminder that each of us is stuck in time in a way. And it took a lot of extra willpower not to obey most of Ellie's instincts to bolt once they realized how kind of far they were from their comfortable environment. But they are glad that they did, because being able to get another possible ally in this is good, and also gives Ellie a little insight for the fact that not everyone would be doing this just out of the reward themselves, and there's a little bit of an excitement that there is going to be more to uncover as we dig into this mess. I think of we had just recently watched the Minority Report, and one of the best lines from that is, "Be careful when you dig into the past, because all you end up is dirty."
Okay. Artem.
Artem just had a completely normal, pleasant conversation with someone. Yeah, you know, it's Ellie. Uh,
Wow.
Certainly, this is a tough. It's a tough like line to cross for me because I think Martel the player wants this to happen way more than Artem the character does. But there is potential that he gets something out of this. I can help him with some problems he's been having. So he's exploring his options. And he thinks that that's going forward. That's good. Um
Artem doesn't know about this part in particular, but Chris is away from him right now, away from Alden, and she's a little fucked up.
yeah. We'll see how that goes.
She'll be fine. We'll get coffee.
Can
I don't know
I?
that I have much more to say. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with Cora.
Yes. Cora feels really good. I think the major reflection for me tonight is that Cora has struggled, as we've seen, with feeding, trying to figure out how do I do this, right? But here with her friends is the way that it seems to have worked. Cora's real strength has always been in the connection with other people that she's been able to make. And between Poppy setting the stage for Cora to be able to reflect a bit about what's been eating at her ability to eat, and Kate bringing all the ladies together tonight with this brilliant, beautiful plan, and Chris, our ship in a stormy sea, creating a little tide pool there on the dance floor that could give Cora the space to be herself in that moment that was so many moments at once, and maybe find a glimmer of what it could look like for her to provide for herself regularly. I think that is all really lovely. So,
Okay. Gonna move on or?
yeah.
Okay. Poppy.
I think in the movie version of this, like in the middle of Hot Patootie, Bless My Soul, I think there's like a slow-mo moment and Poppy is both there and remembering like in college when she was at one of the post review hell parties, um which was basically like after all of your teachers degrade all of the work that you have and give you a grade for it, all of the art students would go out and do these like crazy massive parties, and that was the last time that she felt like true camaraderie, and from that she got great inspiration. And I think she has a moment of like being drawn into the past in that way, being like, I haven't had friends like these ever, and like even back then those were just classmates, and that this is like the beginning of a new chapter of like fun and friendship and like navigating this weird situation we're all in. And so I think she's reminiscing on that and just like really dancing along, singing along, having the most wonderful time, and just feeling very grateful, even though she got a bad grade from Laura Laveau today. After that, she got to go out with her friends. Um, And that feels really good to her.
Okay. Kate, you're the one that pulled these people together and arranged this bizarre little outing that I think they all needed.
So I'm going to start with the work side. She finally feels like she has a real proper work Ventru win. Redgrave felt right. She was able to stay on her feet in a big old bunch of brouhaha, and that felt really good. Um, Kind of this unexpected delight at what does Rook have for her, and in this like unexpected friendly camaraderie kind of way as well, that the phone call took her by surprise. And then driving over to Wormslow, realizing that she cares for these people far more than she realized when she was excited to get to see how Chris would react to her absolutely being punched in the face. And enjoying, like, yes, they all kind of split up and had their little moments to feed, and she's still like very guarded in that. But we all sat in the front row of a drag show and just got to be people outside of like being vampires and dealing with all of our own shit. We just got to like be in a moment together.
Well, Kate's had a very, very full night, it seems. From the earlier date to the job interview to the test after the interview, the debrief after the interview, and then everything else.
Unless we forget the date, it was a good date.
Hey, for all you know, he was in there.
I kind of was waiting for someone else to feed on one of my people and be like, wait.
But I licked it, it's mine now. Which would have been really great if that was, in fact, Poppy's mouse earlier.
I was so worried. I was so
You were
worried.
panicked.
I was
It
so.
was delightful.
I was like, dang it. Yeah.
I
We're not
chose-
like serious or anything. It's
I
fine.
chose these words on purpose.
I know. You're so rude.
But I think that's a good place to leave it for now. Thanks everyone for playing. Thanks everyone for tuning in, especially after we've been on break for a little bit. Catch us next week with more shenanigans. Tomorrow night we resume with our D&D Age of Innovation, and then Friday, Tales of the Hidden Path with Martel. But we also have the option of finding Dreamy over at Top Down Tabletop for more of that ongoing hellaciousness.
Party! It's gonna go just as good as tonight.
Mm-hmm.
The lies we tell ourselves. Have a good night, folks. See you next week.